Welcome back, everybody. Merrill Chandler here. Guess what? Here we are at the Fundability Industry Update. Now, one of the things that's most important in today's update is the fact that this 345 time slot is evolving. What I've been noticing, and reality check this with my partners, what I've been noticing is these updates, it was called breaking news so you don't break the bank, right? And what I've been noticing is it's more been a commentary, an analysis of what's been happening in the lending and borrower relationship and the lending marketplace, right? The buy now, pay later, all of the different credit cards that are positive, that are positive towards your profile, but so many others are negative, and nobody's telling you about the tiers and the values that credit cards are and what's happening, right? So one of the things that we need so this process is evolving, and where we're taking it now is the fundability and the funding industry updates. And I want to kind of the content is going to be relatively the same. We're just onboarding consciously, saying what's going on in this industry, because I don't want to be just the CEO of Get Fundable. I want to be the CEO of this space, of fundability, of our industry. I want that, because who has the vision that we have, right? Who, other than our tribe, is even considering fundability as the new credit score? Who out there is preparing to let the borrower behaviors? Who is defining everything by what the lenders define a successful application is, right? This is why this is going to be the industry update. And I'm excited about this. So to that point, one of the, let's talk about the rate hikes, the Fed rate hikes. This is from the American Banker. The Fed's rate hikes are tanking the mortgage market. We saw this coming. We've discussed it in the past. But one of the things that right now is mortgage rates have doubled this year to the average is 6.94%. Now, typically the 40-year average has been 7%. So we're still under the average of the last 40 years. So we've been spoiled. We've because of the Great Recession, 2008, even the slow crawl over the last 12 to 14 years, and then COVID, we've had untypical low rates. So I just want us all to understand that we have been spoiled, and we're now approaching the average. How much higher they're going to go, I don't know. The Fed keeps threatening that next March or next spring they hope to be the last Fed rate hike, but it looks like it's going to go up at least in the spring. So now home loan applications as a result have fallen to the lowest level in 25 years. This 25 years is an entire generation. So over the course of this last generation, we're sitting here with the lowest home rate applications. Now, this is the whole point of raising the rates. Slow the markets down. Already, many home prices have recalibrated 10, 15, in some markets, 20% lower than their late spring, early summer highs. And so it's having its intended result. The issue is that rents continue to rise. So it's so expensive, and the qualifications for the mortgages are tighter and therefore more difficult. But rents, because of the demand, rents are continuing to rise. So we're going to have this, there's this sore spot. We're rock in a hard place is what we're coming up against when people can't afford mortgages, but they're forced to stay in rental properties that are continuing to increase, right? And the problem is that the unintended consequences of these higher rates is that individuals who are trying to pay their rent because they can't get into, because typically mortgages are lower cost than rents across, regardless of the economic conditions. Since they're stuck with rents and must have a place to live, they might be not able to pay auto payments or credit card payments, student loan payments, other things that are going to negatively impact their credit. And so now we have this downward spiral, because once you go late on a 30 days late on typically on any type of credit instrument, you're out of the game for a mortgage. And the mortgage is the lower cost between the two of mortgages and rents. So interest rates are going up, applications are slowing, people are staying in their rentals, and if those rental costs get too high, we're having more and more slow pays starting to affect our rental population. So hold on, you guys, because it's going to get worse before it gets better. But the beautiful thing is that if you are focusing on your fundability, and that's why this is the fundability industry update, if you're focusing on your fundability, then you will be able to have the metrics, the knowledge, the education, the resources you need to be a part of the solution, find solutions for your particular situation, and be able to focus on the micro instead of the macro. If you're fundable, then you have to still deal with the size of the payment that a new mortgage would give you, but you don't have to worry about qualifying for it. And so you'll be able to take advantage of lower rates than the current rentals are. So really powerful, really important. Now, this is the one that I'm excited to. This next subject is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, right? Signals imminent crackdown on junk data in credit reports. Finally, thank you very much. The people have heard us. You guys, there is so much junk data and inside of credit reports that are causing people to not just bad data, but inaccurate or old data. So the CFPB, bless their hearts, they keep coming back with more and more pro-borrower regulations. And that's because, come on, we have to admit, for the last 60 years, the credit bureaus have run roughshod over consumers, right? They've always been pro-lenders. Interestingly enough, in my interviews with FICO, they go, we don't care what the bureaus report. We're going to score it, whatever they report. That's completely up to them and the feds. So FICO's does not have a dog in this fight. FICO is going to measure for accuracy whatever's on the bureau, not for accuracy, for fundability, for credit scoring purposes, for risk assessment purposes. They're going to measure whatever the bureaus have. Remember, we talked earlier in the summer that that a bunch of collections are being taken off of millions of borrowers' credit reports because they don't fit certain criteria. They don't have enough data points for accuracy's sake. So the bureaus took it off. Well, people's credit profiles improved because those credit scores or those collection accounts were removed. Same thing is going to happen here. The junk data junk data is, and we'll have more of this because they're referring to an article about how a formal complaint against the bureaus for capturing data. But there is, CFP calls such errors junk data, much like the junk fee title it is given for overdraft fees and insufficient fund policies. Error on credit reports are the single most common cause for complaints and for lack of credit approvals. Errors. So there are huge errors. 28% of all in the last consumer advocacy review of the credit bureau data, 28% had errors that would incorrectly deny somebody for funding. So you heard it here first. We're going to head over to our Funding Hackers Q&A with me live. If you're part of the tribe, come on over. Go to Facebook or get the link on Facebook, and we will see you on the inside.